better watch out, you better not cry. Unless it's waterproof, then you'll be fine. We've got the best for brows and mascaras. I'm making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out what's worth its price. You're gonna love these lashes and brows. All right, gang, who's still with me? Who's still all about this thing? We've got the brow and lash video coming to you today. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the Emily Awards. It's ridiculous, it's fun, it's information all rolled into one. And I gotta tell you, my little companion up here as I've been getting ready to shoot these videos has been my friend Erica, because I've been watching her Vlogmas, and her name's Erica Jones here on YouTube. And she's just great. She's delightful. She's my delightful Southern friend. But the most recent one that I watched was the one where she was talking about all her Christmas decorations and where they came from, and there was so much sentimental value behind certain things. And she talked a lot about being away from family around the holidays, or having lost a loved one and then going through Christmas without them, and it was so touching and so heartfelt. And I thought, for anyone who is in that same position, who has lost someone and is really struggling with that, I could see her video as being a real source of comfort on that topic, and would probably keep a lot of people from feeling so alone in their feelings. So anyway, I'll link to her below. Watch Erica. She's awesome, and she's working a full-time job and still carrying out Vlogmas. Now, for brows and lashes, first category is for best brow pencil. And there's been one from the drugstore that I've used a lot. It's from e.l.f. It's the Instant Lift Brow Pencil in Deep Brown. It makes me want to laugh to say it, because there have been so many like get ready with me style videos where I use this again and again and again. And it is a great little $2 brow pencil. Got the spoolie on one end, retractable pencil on the other. It's not going to be as skinny as your skinniest brow pencils on the market, like not as slim as an Anastasia Brow Wiz, but at the same time it's not like anything jumbo size. It's just a real average size pencil. And this deep brown shade happens to be really appropriate for my hair color. I like that it's not too hard, but not too soft. I don't like things gooping around in my brows. At the same time, I don't want to spin forever because the color won't show up. So it's a really perfect middle ground. And I also like that it has the spoolie, so at the end I can sort of brush everything through. So I think it's a great thing to try. At $2, you're not losing much if it isn't your perfect thing. But I think you'll like it. That's why I'm recommending it. And then my new high-end pick in this category is a really cool, unique, innovative product, and it's from the brand Dalton. And can I tell you, this is the tip of the iceberg for this brand, and what you'll be hearing about it from me. Because ever since that QVC video, I've been trying more and more from this line, and I am really impressed. You want to talk about an underdog, underrated brand in this beauty world? I think that's it. But anyway, this product is called Archmaster, and the shade says Universal, so this is one of those that claims to work for everybody. And it's going to include your pencil, which is kind of, I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of Too Faced Chocolate Brownies shape. It's like a really slim rectangle, maybe a little smaller than that Too Faced one. But yes, this taupey color that I would normally gravitate toward if I was buying something for my mom, you know, who goes more for the blonde family of shades, this does work on me too. And you have a little like dabber thing that's going down into some powder. So then you can go through that step if you want to feel like you're sort of setting your pencil, so to speak. You don't have to use all these steps. You can kind of go either or if you want to. So if you feel more like a powder, that's in there. And then love, love, love this. The really, really teeny tiny brush on a tinted brow gel. So this is going to give you the hold, kind of an added perfected look, fills in any extra gaps you might have. I think it's so cool that all three of these steps are all in one. If you're a person who travels a lot, maybe you even keep a like little travel makeup bag packed so you can just grab and go. Wouldn't this be a nice thing to just keep in there, because you know you've got every step you could possibly need for your brows and you don't have to grab for multiple things. There are a lot of cool things from that brand, though. I'm excited to talk more about it. For brow powder, I've really got the same favorites that I had from last year. One of them is this Profusion brow makeup case. If you're looking for kind of an all-in-one, do-it-all kind of product here, I think this one is actually really good for its range of brow powders in there. Not only that, but it includes your brow wax, which is super important to me, because I think that's the key to making the brow powders hold hold, making them stay. It's sort of the same logic behind priming your eyelids before you put the eyeshadow on. Think of brow wax as sort of an eyebrow primer, so you can do that. It gives you a matte, like beige highlight, really beautiful texture to that. And then your matte powders here are medium brown, soft brown, which is a little warmer, chocolate, which is a very, very dark brown, and then ash brown, which almost looks grayish. You also get a pencil that's just sort of a neutral, cool, light to medium brown, I'd say. And then your double-ended brush, pretty darn certain this is under $10, but kind of a nice all-in-one kit if you like to experiment with brow powders. I think it's one of the easiest ways to fill in your brows. One of the most foolproof, like hard to go wrong with ways to go about it. But I do still have an individual option that I think is great. If you're thinking, yeah, the palette's a little much for me, you might look into the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Powder, another one of those universal shades. They call this Universal Transforming Taupe. And a little bit of this powder goes a long way. Like, you don't need to scrub into this whatsoever. It's very soft, it's very rich, and I think they built it this way so it can easily build up for those of us who have darker hair, and you can just dab into it lightly and apply it lighter if you're more toward the blonde end of the spectrum. Could you use this alone? Sure, but would you be better off with a wax stick from like Wet n Wild or Milani? Just run that through your brows so you've got sort of a base for this to cling to. I think that would be the best decision. But I really wanted to mention both of these because some people really want the palette. They want the options, they want the ability to blend shades. Maybe you're kind of a hard to match shade in your brows, and this might be really good for you. But for simplicity's sake, just the one shade, this works really well too. For brow pomade, I actually have a couple of new winners. One of them, I don't know if you technically call it a pomade, but it's kind of this newfound format of long-wearing brow product. It's like a brow cream, and we're seeing a lot of brands come out with this, and I have really come to enjoy this one from Physicians Formula. I'd started out really second-guessing it, but I've come to love it. And it's called Brow Last Long-Wearing Brow Gel, but it's a very like potent pigmented cream that you're gonna put on with the angled brush that comes out there. The key is gonna be clean off that brush, okay? You don't need all that in your brows, so clean it off nicely to where you can really see your brush. Get that going through your brows, and then keep flipping back and forth between that end and your spoolie end, because the spoolie's gonna keep it looking natural and just evenly distributed through. But it really does wear a long time, and it's the hold you want as well. So it's 2 steps in one, and there is something kind of simple about the fact that your applicator is right in there with it. You're not having to say, okay, here's my pomade, and now where's that brush that I used to apply it? You know you're gonna have it all together here. So I think it's handy. I think it does the job well. I wear the shade dark brown, and it looks a little lighter than dark brown. Like I wouldn't really guess that shade to be named dark brown, but it works. It really does. And it doesn't look like too much goop in the brows, which was my initial fear. My high-end pick is more of a traditional pomade, and it's from Benefit. It's called Cabrow. I wear the shade 4 here in this, and it's a really cute packaging design here, and a lot of brands have adopted this idea of the twist-off cap, but also within the cap is your brush. And so you just turn that around, and you've got a stiff, short, angled brush there. Perfectly sized, I think. It's like a mini angled brush, and then here's your pomade. Some might find this texture a little bit easier to control or quicker to get used to maybe than the cream. It's easier to go overboard with this one, but once you learn to pace yourself, I think it'll all pay off. But this is more of a classic pomade. It's not too dry, but it's not too goopy and creamy, and it holds. I don't feel obligated to put a gel in afterward. I feel like Benefit gets a lot of attention on their pencils, which are great. My mom really likes the Goof Proof pencil. She wears that in a 3 for your reference. But if you're into this style of application like a pomade, the Cabrow is really good. For brow gel, my big favorite this year is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set. This is going to be a tinted gel. I wear this in the color Dark Brunette, and it's a tiny brush. It holds like crazy. It will give you some color. You can use the tip of the brush to help you fill in. I'm so glad this came out because Hard Candy had something called like Brow Tattoo or Brow Ink, and it was the same style of thing, and I thought there's the great product to use in a pinch, you know, when you just want maybe a little fill-in. You can use the tip of the wand, and then you can just take the brush on through, and you've got the hold, you've got the tint, but then that product went away. And so now L'Oreal has this. It works great. I use it all the time. It's kind of the little buddy product to my e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, so it can work hand in hand with something, or it can go solo, I think. If you feel like you need very little done to your brows, this might be the one step that would be good to have. Now, I also will give an honorable mention to my NYX Control Freak Brow Gel, which is totally clear, and that's gonna have the best hold for a clear brow gel. I've never tried anything that holds quite as well as that. Okay, who out there is into using a lash primer? I don't feel like I hear about this as being a real hot thing, maybe not as much as it once was, but I do have a great option for you if you're into this. It's from Estee Lauder and it's called Little Black Primer. This is one for years. This is the best primer, hands down. I have continued to experiment with different lash primers, different ones from L'Oreal, going into that Lash Paradise line, which I think is a great mascara, but not a great primer for me anyway. I've tried super expensive high-end primers from like Givenchy. Doesn't really do anything for me. Doesn't make my mascara any better. This really does. This Little Black Primer. Why do we have to have primers that are white? What actually is the point of that? I like that it's black. It's got a small brush. If you use this alone and you curl your lashes first, you will have just really natural looking lashes and a locked in curl. Like if you're blonde, this would give you that just nice tint to your lashes. But worn under darn near any mascara, you're gonna have more length, more thickness. You're gonna kind of wonder how it happened because this looks so natural on the lashes when you apply it, but it really does do something. And I have repurchased this several times. I think it's a great product. And not to toot my own horn here, but this is why the Emily Awards is special, because we are going back years. I'm looking back at favorites over the course of an entire decade and seeing what's still relevant, what's still good year after year, what still stacks up with newer things that I've tried. And in this age of beauty where it seems like everyone's so focused purely on the new, what I'm trying to do is really sum things up at the end of the year and hang on to what's still relevant from past years and not lose that in the new product conversation. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Best mascara. My drugstore favorite, won last year as well, and it is L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I really, really like this mascara. However, get it in the blackest black. There's another shade option. It's not exotic black. Why do I always forget what the name of that is? I'll pop it up on the screen, but that I feel is a totally different formula. It's like drier. I don't know if they put in more like pigment and it really did something different to the formula. So get the blackest black. It often gets compared to Too Faced Better Than Sex because the brush looks the same. The packaging is kind of similar. It's got a very subtle hourglass design there to the brush, just a little pinched in the inside, but not too much. And I don't think you want it pinched in too much because then it loses all ability to make contact with your lashes. But the effect that this gives my lashes is curl holding. I feel like it helps every lash stand out and I end up with kind of a fluttery full look. I don't get the lashes teaming up and sticking together and maybe looking long and thick, but yet when you really look close, you don't see that many lashes. That's not a good look on me. If you're new here, you should know that my lashes are fine and not a lot of them and they kind of like to point down. So I'm looking for any mascara that can really bulk them up, make them look like more than they are and keep them upturned. I do think it's only right though to have a co-drugstore winner here, and it's my CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant because this literally gets used every day and I use it on my lower lashes because I can trust it to not go anywhere. But still at the end of my day when it's time for everything to come off, I'm not going to be fighting with it and I'm not going to be feeling like I'm pulling out lashes, right? The brush on this is perfect. See how it's really not too big at all? It has really short bristles so you don't feel like you're hitting yourself and screwing up your whole makeup look as you put it on. It goes on very easily. It's defining, it's a little bit lengthening, but it's everything I would need for the lower lash line and I can count on it not to smudge away. So that's really an important product and I think it deserves to have a place in the Emily Awards. For my high-end mascara pick, I've had kind of a battle here. I just pretty much drained this tube of NARS Climax and I think that's a really good mascara, but frankly it reminds me so much of what L'Oreal Lash Paradise is doing, honestly. When you really look at the brush, it's very similar. It's kind of a quick building mascara and it looks good on my lashes, but then I open up a new tube of Superhero from IT Cosmetics and I'm reminded of what I can truly expect from a mascara. Like the length on this is above and beyond and it gets there fast. Lengthening, thickening, but not clumping them together. Curl holding, I mean, it's checking all the boxes. I really love the shape of this brush. It's ever so slightly tapered toward the tip and just so not oversized. So I feel like my lashes can get coated easily, quickly. I would say it definitely does lengthen more than the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, but similar in terms of the overall look of thickness and ability ability to make me look like I've got more lashes than I thought I did. My final category is false lashes, and I would say both of these are kind of drugstore price range, actually. I have two. There's no way I could choose between them. The one that I've been wearing throughout the video, actually, is my Salon Perfect Silk Noir number 652 lashes. I wear these a lot. If I could name these lashes myself, I would take away the number 652, because what does that even mean? And I would call these Everyday Glam, because they are long, they are kind of fluttery. Really like that they're sold in a 3-pack, by the way, but they're not crazy thick, and that takes away some of the drama, I think. But as you can see, we've still got length. We've got a little bit of a flare toward the end, so a little more length on the outside, but they're very comfortable. They have a real weightless feel. It's that invisible band design that makes them very flexible, easy to manipulate and maneuver there onto your lash line. And for glue, by the way, I love a wand applicator, so something from Kiss like Lash Couture works pretty well. I've loved Revlon Precision Lash Adhesive, but they don't seem to make that anymore, or not readily available where I live. And if you've really never tried false lashes, but you're kind of interested in trying, I should link below to my video where I show step-by-step, like truly basic for people who have never tried them before, how to do everything with false lashes. And then my other favorite, I'll have to pop up a picture of me wearing them so you can see the look, but it's from the line Coco, which is a great, great lash brand you can get from ladymoss.com, and the style is Soho, and that would be my go-to dramatic lash. Like, some of y'all might be looking at me now saying, what you're wearing's not dramatic. Well, you know, it's glam, but the Soho style is super fluttery. It's length and thickness, but it's not cut, blunt, or severe in any way. So it's nice and wispy out toward the ends, but you've got a lot of thickness like stemming out from your lash line. And they are also lightweight, comfortable, and easy to work with band. You can get tons of wears out of them. I get a lot of wears out of these as well. So really nice, durable, yet affordable lashes. Love those. So that wraps up this video. My next one will be the Emily Awards for lips. I'm so glad you've been enjoying these this year and bringing your sense of humor along and having fun with these intros, because we've obviously had fun shooting them, but I really appreciate your time and I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.